sure in a hurt. You think you can treat me like dirt and then get away with it, honey. Well, you got another thing coming now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are back to your favorite show, the VAdio show. And this is part 2 of A Different World, Education Today. And it is a different world, and education is a little bit different, maybe not for the people receiving it, but the people that are putting it out, it's a little bit different. Am I right, am I wrong?
Absolutely right.
Okay. So first of all, I want people to know who you guys are, let them know your names and, you know, what you teach or what you have taught.
Well, my name is Duncan, and I live in the state of Delaware. I've been an educator now for 21 years, and I've taught both high school and middle school English language arts.
Awesome.
My name is Jerry Gaines, and I was a Spanish teacher for 21 years at Western Branch High School. I was an administrator for another 15 years, partly at high school and partly at school administration building as a supervisor.
Awesome.
I'm Daryl Crosby, and I teach music at Northview Elementary in Norfolk, Virginia, and I'm also looking to transition into administration.
Awesome, awesome. And I like the wide array of backgrounds. Last episode, we had women, you know, because I wanted to get the different perspectives, you know, the women. I know you all teach the same kids, but, you know, maybe a different perspective. I know for a fact, from me going to school, that when it came to teachers that looked like you guys, you were about as rare as Bigfoot, okay? So I just want to know, why do you think that it's so rare to see a black male as an educator? And before you answer that, I must say that I think it's important to see a black male as an educator because it was important for me. One of my most memorable teachers was a black male. And it was, I guess more so, and I figured that out as I grew up, but it just felt like it was good to see someone that looks like me. And I felt like he could relate a little better. That's just my take. But why do you think that there's a shortage of black males as educators?
Well, for me, I had a few black male educators myself coming up. Not many, a small handful. But as I went through college to earn my undergraduate degree, the buzz was there was no money in it. And for males, especially African American males, they want a quick come up.
That's a good
they want that money immediately. And they want the big money immediately. And this is a career field in which you've got to pay your dues for quite some time before you begin to really, you know, be able to pad the pocketbook. And it takes a little while. And it takes a lot of patience. But, you know, for me, I believe that the African American male wants a quick come up with the money, and education is not. It's just not the avenue for it.
That's good. I hadn't heard that before, but it does make sense because we're the breadwinners. We see ourselves as the breadwinners.
Right.
So,
exactly. Exactly.
Why do you think?
I feel pretty much the same way. I think with black males, image is everything. It used to be a camera commercial. And with black males, that's particularly true. You get into the classroom and you got to demonstrate sentiment and patience and heart. And these are things that the average black male considers being soft. So we want to be hard. We want to go out and do hard things. So we want to come home with our hands dirty and come home with combat boots on and that sort of thing. It's not masculine enough to be a teacher. But I don't know of a career where you can make a bigger difference in society than this.
I don't either, actually.
Yeah, they said exactly what I was thinking. The financial piece, being a role model. Like I said before, I'm in the elementary school, And for my years there, over 10 years, about 14 to 15 years now, every year I'm almost like the only male teacher there.
Yeah.
Let alone African American.
Right.
So on that elementary level, you deal with a lot of different elements of the child that you don't deal with on the high school level. Just the nurturing piece.
Yeah, because it's a growing
exactly.
sponge right now.
And naturally, that's not a male male thing that we do well at. So that's if I can add anything to what these young men have already spoken of, that's what I would add.
Okay. Well, my next question would be, because this has to be a job of passion. It has to be, because you have to deal with so much. You have to go through so much. What was it that made you guys want to become educators? What was that spark?
Well, I say for me, I can't say that I had this one teacher that just went to class and I wanted to be like this guy. Now, I did have male teachers. I don't think I had many African American male teachers. But one thing that I considered as I mature in my career is I understand the difference between a career and a calling. With me, this is a calling, and I know that, and I'm okay with that. I happen to be an educator, but this is the platform that I've been given, and I embrace that. I started out coaching, coaching football, coaching basketball before I got into actual teaching, and there's so many similarities between coaching and teaching, that type of thing. I never thought that I would teach. I never in my life thought I would be an educator, and where I am now, where I'm trying to go now.
That sounds like God led you there, man.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Anybody else?
I thought that I would be the only one who was in that position, but I was the same way, because when I started school, came up through elementary school and most of my high school career, segregation was still in force. So I saw plenty of black teachers, but that was not a motivation to me. As a matter of fact, and I'm almost embarrassed to say, I never had any desire whatsoever to become a teacher. I was in the military during the Vietnam era. When I came home, I needed a job. And I had a friend who was leaving the profession, and he asked me if I would like to go and do that. It just so happened that the principal of the school was my high school football coach, and he gave me a chance. I didn't even qualify to become a teacher. He hired me on the condition that I would go back and take the coursework necessary to qualify as a teacher and to be certified, and that's what I did. And but since then, it became a passion. It's something that grew on me, and ultimately, I have been coach of the year, I've been teacher of the year, because I found exactly what we've been discussing here all along, that significance and the meaning of it all. Making a difference.
I agree with Daryl. For me, it's somewhat of a calling. I had some teachers that put their hands on me, not in a physical fashion, but enlightened me by being who they were in the classroom. And I always wanted to give back. And feeling as though, and knowing that it was a calling for me, it gave me an opportunity to work with children from all facets of life, all types of diversity. And there's never a dull day, a dull moment, and every day is different for me.
Gotcha.
It's not like some jobs. Some jobs you go in and it's the same thing day in and day out. For me, you're working with the same children every day, but you never know what they're going to bring to school.
You ain't lying.
You never know how they're going to come to school, and you never know what kind of impact you can make upon them to help them have a better day, have a better week, a great school year, and possibly a better them in the future. So for me, it's a calling. Awesome. I definitely agree with Daryl. It's a calling, because that is part of the reason why I stay, is because it's something that I feel that I've been called to do. Awesome. And I don't want to turn my back on students who need us. And
they definitely need us, need you guys. They need us in general, but especially you guys. And I spoke on the last episode of Teachers that I see celebrities and different people, big names, musicians and things like that getting paid crazy dollars. And I can't see anything more important or more valuable than the people who educate a nation, right. And especially when it comes to men, or I guess I can't say especially, but you all are a special section of this because when it comes to black men, black young boys, that influence, just the fact that you being there makes a huge impact on their lives. So I commend y'all. When we get back, we got to go to break, got to pay a few bills. I want to talk about the name of the episode. It's a different world. So I want to see how different it is to you guys when it comes to education today. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take it to a commercial break. Don't you touch that dial. This is the VAdio Show.
A message from one of our proud sponsors.
Someone once said, getting there is half the fun. From downtown to Old Town, Go Past 365 connects you to entertainment, restaurants, friends. Go Past 365. Find out more at gopast365.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are back to the People Show, the VAdio Show. And I'm still here with a good group of fellas, my educators for this episode. Now, I got a question for you all. The name of this episode is It's a Different World, Education Today. You were saying that you started, or you went to school around a time when integration wasn't happening.
Correct.
So you saw a whole different side of the schooling and the education system.
Yes.
And this question is for all of you all, but you've seen it from back then. Because I know at that time when integration hasn't started, and I talked about this with the women, we had education just seemed much more important. You knew what it was about. You knew we had to move forward as people and grow our communities, and education was the leading part of that to happen. Now it seems to have changed, and I'm sure there are more things that have changed since then. What has changed from at that point in time when it was important to be that intelligent black man, intelligent black woman, intelligent person in general, to now? What's changed in education?
Well, it's an interesting thing that before integration, the challenges were huge. If you look at it from just strictly an athletic perspective, there was one black high school per city, one. And that meant that if you had an athletic event, didn't really matter the sport, but you were traveling all over everywhere. So we were in Williamsburg and we were on the Eastern Shore before the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel was there. So you had to take the ferry across and the ferry back. So with busing, the city being so large, by the time you got back home from an athletic event, it was the wee hours of the morning and you had to come right back to school the next day. And that's just one aspect of it. Another aspect was the fact that you got hand-me-down books. And even our teachers were disrespected because our teachers were not paid as much as white teachers for doing the same job at the same level. So those things you accepted because that's the way it was. But the irony of it all is that we prospered despite the challenge. Now those challenges aren't there. Now those hardships aren't there. And it's almost like the kids don't have to try as hard, so they kick back a little bit.
They take it for granted.
They take it for granted. It was much, much harder in that day. And so it's difficult to get to see them motivated to do what they need to do for their sakes.
Got you.
So,
got you. Have you all seen change?
Absolutely. For me, it revolves around the fact that many students don't know their history anymore. So to them, education has been devalued in their mind. They have been given most of what they have and not earned. So therefore, and even coming from the perspective of teaching in the classroom, they expect teachers now to give them answers to basic questions that you've already discussed in class or have already reviewed. They expect you to have, supplies for them from time to time when they don't have theirs. They expect you to give them things it's just an expectation because they've grown up.
Yeah.
Many of them, and not all, but many of them have grown up being coddled, and they have not had to work for nor earn, their keep. But again, it does revolve around understanding and knowing their history, especially with the African American students. Yeah. Many of them don't know their history.
Yeah.
So they don't know the struggle.
You don't have that pride in where you sit right now.
Absolutely not. It's expected that that this is given to them. So therefore, they believe by the time they become seniors in high school, they don't have to do much to get a degree, or I'm sorry, to get a diploma. Excuse me.
Right.
As well, I just don't feel like they value the importance of gaining that knowledge and earning and having an education. It's just missing.
Is it a parent issue, maybe?
It could be.
Okay.
That may play a variable.
Okay.
That may play a variable for some.
For some, yeah.
For some, that may be a variable.
I think one of the biggest changes I've seen, a kind of a good segue with what you just mentioned. You said, is it a parenting thing? And I believe it is. I believe it's something in that family structure that is broken down throughout times. Families nowadays, it seems that they don't care. They don't care about their children's success.
Yeah. About those joy.
About right, their success in school. And I mean, you see it now where you mentioned Jordans. I love the meme on Facebook where it's a split screen and they show a picture and it says the PTA meeting, empty seats. But underneath that it says Black Friday. Lines wrapped around the building.
Or Foot Locker.
Right. So the drive to succeed in school, they'll drive a kid to succeed on the football field or on the basketball court, but not in the classroom. So that has changed over the time. Now it's a fight between parents and teachers.
That's a problem.
It's a big problem. It's a fight between parents and teachers. When I was coming up, I wish my parents did fight against the teachers. Then I wouldn't get in trouble.
Right.
But they were all shaking hands and stuff. Right. Meanwhile, my mom looking at me like I'm a problem.
Right.
Because I did some things that I should not have done in school. But now
they're on the same page.
They're on the same page. Now the parents come looking to argue against the teachers.
Yeah.
Knowing that the child, everything is documented. The child didn't do the things that they were supposed to do, but it's a problem for the teachers.
Right.
Or they have a problem with the teachers. So that's been the main change that I've seen.
Yeah.
Throughout the years.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Yes, sir. Please.
Spin off of that. A lot of times, and this was especially true as an administrator, if I had to call a parent in for a discipline issue, the parent came in, and I would have to tell them in so many cases, I know your child better than you do. And to which a lot of them took offense.
Yeah.
But when you get right back down to it, I have never met a child, and I'm sure that the guys will agree, we have never met a child who is the same child at home with his parents as he is once he walks through those school doors. He switches channels, and he may go from Disney Channel at home to MTV in school, and parents don't see that. So when you observe, and you've been trained to observe and to diagnose what you see, but in so many cases when you share that with the parents, they sit there in disbelief. Not my child. My child wouldn't do that. And sometimes it's even true if you have it on film. They still don't believe it. So there's a disconnect there, and that causes a rift.
Let me piggyback on that just for a second here. With that being said, also in agreement with both of them, the ideology of the village raising the child is in a coma.
Yeah.
It's gone. It's gone. And that's how I came up. We had neighbors who would handle us if our parents went around, or take us in and give us a pep talk, or give us some insight on what we need to do to become better. We had teachers who, me in elementary school, my elementary school teachers had permission to go across my fingertips with rulers.
I actually got a paddle
and
to the cheeks.
that wasn't an issue.
I was
and,
in Louisiana though.
and then when I got home,
Yeah.
I got it again.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So there wasn't any, oh no, not my child. If a teacher called home to a parent, that word was platinum. Okay,
Right.
it was done. Because teachers have better things to do and more important things to do than just make things
Lie
up about
on your child.
make up things about these parents' children.
Yeah.
So and for all you parents out there, trust and believe. That is the truth. Teachers have more important things to do than just make up falsified tales about your children to call home on.
Well,
The majority.
the majority.
Right.
You may get a bad one every here and there, but that's not what we look for.
A couple of you are going to admin, like you're going from educator to admin. Who's that?
Yeah.
Okay, and
That's something that I can see myself doing.
I got you. And speaking of change, why would you make that? Not saying it's a bad thing, but what has that on your mind?
Nothing changes if nothing changes. Without getting different mindsets in leadership. And I'm going to go ahead and say this. Everybody in the leadership position isn't a leader. They're just in that position.
That's a fact.
And that needs to change.
Gotcha.
If that changes, I think a lot of these other issues will, to some degree, of course, not everything will go to 100%. I think a lot of these issues that we're facing in education and in society, in our communities, I think a lot of those things will change.
Okay.
And I have matured throughout the years. I've done a lot of networking and relationship building, and I have that skill set of an effective leader. And now I want to take that skill set to the actual position in the platform to lead in education.
I heard about you before you heard about us. I've been hearing a lot about you, so you must be doing something right, brother.
Thank you.
But did you have anything to say about your transition, or why it would be on your mind? If not, it's fine.
Daryl said quite a bit.
Okay.
He said quite a mouthful right there. You after a while you need change.
Yeah.
And if things aren't getting done, with who you have in leadership positions, then it's time to shake some things up. Shake the bushes.
I'm not mad at that, man.
And I've just seen so much go on in leadership positions that has been detrimental for the growth of kids in education in the buildings.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what kind of motivates me to want to be in a position of that.
It's nice
nature.
to know that there are men like you all that are passionate enough to make the moves that need to be made to find change. And that's what growth is about, So I'm gonna have to go to a break, but when we come back, I wanna speak about the issues that you all go through, when it comes to education. We got to come to a close, but I have to talk about that. I wanna also talk about, these kids, where they are right now, because there's a lot of disrespect going on. And why do you deal with it? So this is the VAdio show. We'll be back after this message.
A message from one of our proud sponsors. A message from one of our proud sponsors.
So what you about? We're going into the Excellence Awards, and we're just gonna do what we do. At the end of the day, when it comes to awards and things of that nature, we don't work for those, but we love to be acknowledged by the people, and that's cool. We appreciate that. But this is a passion. This is a purpose. God's purpose, walking in God's purpose. And for real, at the end of the day, long as he say job well done, my good and faithful servant, I'm cool. Nice awards always help.
And now these are Jack Wilson, Trina Olsen, Kim Brown, Pernell Salter and Trevor Gail Harris. And the winner is VAdio.
one of the main reasons why this is important for people to see is because we do a television show. And to be a community crusader from a television show is, you know, a beautiful thing, and I appreciate it. But they said the two most important things in life, important days, were when you were born and the moment you find out why. And that find out why is God's purpose in your life. And to find that and walk in that is excellence. It's not about cars, it's not about likes on Facebook, it's not about your suit or your shoes. It's about walking in your purpose and showing others how to do that. Because for real, the reason why I do this is because, you know, this award is great, but I want to hear well done, not good and faithful service. That's right. So I want everybody to do that because these are the last days. If you look around, the world is falling apart. And it's up to us to pull what God put inside of us out and show others to do the same. And that's the only way this will get done. So that's what we do this for, and I really give thanks for those people that noticed, and for those people that were on the board with us. They deserve awards as well because this is extremely important, especially in where we sit in this world right now. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I used to do the talking. Said everything we need. But I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Live life well at the Myrtles at Old Town. Our spacious apartment homes offer luxury amenities with security access entry. Select homes offer washer and dryer, vaulted ceilings, private balcony or patio. And yes, we are pet friendly. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will gladly walk you step by step through the process of finding a home that fits you perfectly. No matter the size, 1, 2, or 3 bedrooms, we can accommodate your needs. And while you stroll the property, stop by the clubhouse, where you'll have full access to the movie room, the workout room, the computer room, and much, much more. So whether you like the towers or our garden style, when you see what we have to offer, you'll want to make the Myrtles at Old Town your new home.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the VAdio show, and I'm going to call this bonus footage because this episode was so nice that we just couldn't stop at 30 minutes. So we got a little bit extra, and I'm here with the Crosbys. I hear a lot of great things, first of all, about both of you, but I also hear that you all have an organization that everyone needs to know about. Could you please give me some information on that?
Yeah, we have an organization called My Life, My Legacy. Okay. And basically it's an organization where we help high school students understand the importance of education after high school. Okay. We're really passionate about higher education. Mm-hmm. We have witnessed the benefits of higher education, and what we have noticed is that a lot of our young people, they feel nowadays that it's okay to stop getting education after high school. Once they receive that diploma, for a lot of them, they're done. Mm-hmm. And the way the world is going now, the economy, the way it is, mm-hmm. is really, really hard. I'm not saying that they can't survive, mm-hmm. or they can't get the things that they want, but we believe in the credibility of a college degree. Mm-hmm. And we understand that not everybody agrees with that, and that's fine. Mm-hmm. This is what we have experienced. Mm-hmm. This is what we believe in, mm-hmm. and we have helped quite a few students now get to that level.
And for those people who believe in that, you will be the place for them to get and excel to that higher learning.
Yes,
of college.
we can help them.
Okay.
Now, I like to say we're not going to do any work for you, meaning your schoolwork. It's not a tutoring program.
We'll lead you in the right direction.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Well, how do they get in touch with you all if a parent wanted to get their child involved, or if the graduate wants to get involved?
Yeah. Basically, we have a criteria where if you are in high school
Mm-hmm.
and if you have a desire to succeed
Okay.
in high school and go to that next level, that's what we want. You know, we're not asking for a whole lot. We're not asking you to pay this, pay that, and do this, do that. If those are your things that you have, your qualifications, then you can be a part of it. We've expanded, and we're looking to continue to expand. Right now, we have an online element where we have students down in New Orleans.
Awesome.
We have students up in Michigan, and next year we're looking to move into, and this is besides the Hampton Roads element.
Okay.
We're looking to move up into the Maryland area.
That's awesome, man. Y'all on a mission.
Yeah, absolutely.
Please give the folks that website so we can build this thing, because we're all about solutions. You know, we just had this episode on education today, and you know, at the end of everything, we want to have solutions. We want to be able to have a place to send our parents and children, so we can fix any issues with education that there is, and it sounds like this is the place.
Yeah. Well, the website is www.mylifemylegacynation.org, and everything is spelled out regular.
Okay.
www.mylifemylegacynation.org.
You all check that out, definitely, okay? I had one more question during the episodes that I wasn't able to ask because y'all are a special case. Y'all are married, right? So you're both are educators, right? Okay, through the last couple of episodes that we filmed on education, I've come to learn that you guys deal with the kids and making your notes and making the class stuff and all that. It's almost a 24-hour job. Do you all have time left for yourselves? I gotta ask.
You want to tackle that one?
I'll say yes and no.
Okay. You do your class stuff together?
Well, when we were in school, we worked that out.
We worked together. We have two young daughters. We have an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old, and basically their entire lives they've seen mommy and daddy working, and working in the community and working at our schools, and so there's an understanding in the house that when daddy has to go to a meeting or mommy has to go to school or we have to go to, whatever we have to do, sometimes, most of the time they come with us. And so there's an expectation of you sit and you can do what you need to do, but be quiet while mommy and daddy is handling business. So yes, there's a lot of calendar swapping,
compromise,
yes,
things of that nature.
between the two of us, we definitely work out what needs to happen with work and with home and their responsibilities too, because they have a life too. And so we managed to get it all done. But yes, there's a lot to do, and we managed to get it done.
I just had to ask because, again, this is not only education that you all give to children, but parents need to be educated on, parents know the things that they have to go through on a day-to-day basis to take care of the household. But to hear the people that you send your kids to every morning, hear what they have to go through, understand that y'all have to be on the same page. You know what I mean? So we can make jobs easier for both of us. Hey, maybe your kid gets smart enough, get rich, and get us all paid. This could work out, but we got to see things eye to eye. I appreciate everything you all do and the work that you all do in our communities for our children. It is priceless. There's no celebrity that deserves more than you guys, all right? This is the VAdio show, and this was bonus footage, but this is about education, and please take it seriously because this is what our nation needs to move forward. We'll talk to you later.
substance.
That when it shine, you got another thing coming.
You got another thing coming.
You got another thing coming. Saying something.
Rocking the mic is basic instinct, we ink substance.
That when it shine, you got another thing coming.
You got another thing coming.
You